This is a great place to be right now. Everybody's optimistic, the economy's humming.
It's a big plan. We're going to build, invest together. We're going to grow this city.
We need to invest in them so we do get future leaders, so we can continue the momentum we have.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Mayor's State of the City Address. My name is Barry Wilford, President and CEO of the Grand Forks, East Grand Forks Chamber of Commerce. It's indeed an honor for your Chamber of Commerce to partner with the city to bring you the 12th annual Mayor's State of the City Address. First, we'd like to thank the many sponsors of this event. Their support helps make this event possible. The sponsors are listed on the program at your place setting. The Chamber continues to inform, promote, advocate for, connect, and educate its more than 1,000 members. Many of these activities are in partnership with the city. The mayor and his staff have been tremendous to work with. In 2013, we worked together on housing, community visioning, the 42nd Street corridor, an NV&Me Bush grant, an aggressive Team Grand Forks legislative agenda, military appreciation activities, and the future of our air base, to name just a few. In 2014, the Chamber would like to announce it will host a joint meeting of the Grand Forks and East Grand Forks City Councils, aimed at sharing each other's groups' long-range plans and to discuss how the two cities can work more closely together for the benefit of business and all taxpayers in our two communities. The mayor is supportive of this meeting and the ongoing partnership between the city and the business community. Mayor Brown helps keep Grand Forks moving forward. Mayor Brown served in the Air Force as a launch control officer stationed at Grand Forks Air Force Base. He's a graduate of UND Medical School and is currently an OB/GYN doctor at Altru. He has served as our mayor since first being elected in 2000. Would you please help me in welcoming to the podium our mayor, Dr. Mike Brown.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the State of the City. How about one more hand for the Red River Trio from UND? And they are simply a wonderful treasure for our community, and I've seen firsthand their ability to bring people together and extend the reach of UND and Grand Forks all around the world. This is my chance to thank all of you for your work, to recognize the progress we have made, outline the opportunities we face, and provide a couple of suggestions on the way forward. As you've probably noticed, this year's theme is Invest. It's not rocket surgery, as City Council President Gershman says. Invest, now is the time, Grand Forks is the place. Before we go further, let me take this opportunity to recognize a few people. First and foremost, thanks to the Chamber. This event is tangible evidence of the strong partnership we have between our city and Chamber. This is also our thanks also to our City Council members. I realize running a city government is a team sport, but this is my one chance each year to talk for half an hour. And they do that every other week, so I thank you for my turn. And President Gershman let me know he was unable to be here today. He's announced he will not seek another term, so I want to take this opportunity to thank him for his service and the countless ways he has helped Grand Forks. Besides, we know he'll always continue to be our best champion. I want to thank a few others here with us today. North Dakota State legislators, East Grand Forks Mayor Lynn Stouse and East Grand Forks Council members. I look forward to a growing partnership. County commissioners, park board members, school board district members, greetings and thank you for all the teamwork on so many fronts. President Kelly and your outstanding team from the University of North Dakota. Student Body President and Vice President Nick Kramer and Alexis Hansen. President Ann Temte of Northland Community Technical College, welcome. Representatives from our congressional delegation, and our governor's office. Colonel Bauman from the Grand Forks Air Force Base, welcome. To you and all our servicemen and women, including the North Dakota National Guard, I quote John Marshall, thanks for our freedom. And to Leo Ledahowski, Chairman of Canada Inn, welcome. And of course to my lovely wife Anna, my son Grady, thank you all for being here today. I also want to take this time to recognize Mayor Polovitz, who passed this last year. He'll be remembered for many things, but mostly for his confidence in Grand Forks and his determination to invest in its future. We thank him and acknowledge many great accomplishments, including the Alaris Center itself, are here in large part due to him. We are literally sitting here today because of his love for Grand Forks. As I said, the state of the city is simple. We are ripe for investment. Now is the time. Grand Forks is the place. You'll see we have a solid foundation in place. We have made investments in city operations and the community that are producing strong returns and exciting opportunities. I'll also lay out where we need to invest in the future for further development infrastructure and social infrastructure and a few special areas we can focus on to take our community to the next level. The foundation for our community is the Grand Forks Promise. Simply put, this is the promise that everyone has the opportunity to grow. Thank you. And this promise is supported by 5 pillars: a safe place, an affordable place to live and do business, a commitment to our youth, healthy and recreational activities, and opportunities to be engaged. Let's explore the first pillar, a safe place. The partnership between the community and our public safety professionals is why Grand Forks is such a safe place. To strengthen professionalism, our police department is going through an intense accreditation process, which means we will hold ourselves accountable to national standards. Like board certification for doctors, this process will ensure our efforts are peer-reviewed and consistent with recognized best practices. You can't attain a much higher standard than graduating from the FBI Academy. And our most recent National Academy graduate from the force is here with us today, Captain Mark Nelson. Congratulations. And speaking of professionalism and effective community partnership, our police department conducted a community survey which reflects a high level of citizen satisfaction with our officers and the work they do. It's something we always believed was true, but now we have the data to support those beliefs. This is an approach you can expect more of in the future. We'll continue to put tools in place to collect real data on the service the city provides and using that data to continually improve all of our operations. Another team that worked tremendously to keep us safe last year was our regional healthcare workers who responded to the tuberculosis outbreak. In fact, it was a model response for all healthcare teams around the nation and something we can all be proud of. So thank you. So over the last few years, we've invested in 911 infrastructure, including the code red notification to alert citizens in emergency events, and that investment is needed. Last year, our 911 responders processed 127,000 phone calls and 72,000 calls for service. We set a course for a new fire station and put funding in place to make it happen. This is to ensure we continue to achieve our goal of response of 90% within 5 minutes. We're currently at 81%, and I'm confident the new station will help us reach our goal of 90%. I'm also pleased to announce the city has received notification from Insurance Services Office that our fire protection rating has been improved from a Class 3 to a Class 2. This means 2 things. First, you're safer. Second, these ratings, like flood protection ratings and bond ratings, means the cost of doing business at living in Grand Forks is less. Which leads us to the next pillar. Grand Forks is affordable. Along with excellent bond ratings that keep our borrowing costs down, our first-rate finance team has helped us keep budget increases minimal. Last year was less than 3%, and is consistent with holding the line for the last several years. In addition, according to recent reports from the Bureau of Economic Analysis, Grand Forks' personal income growth ranked 3rd in the nation, demonstrating we have well-paying jobs, a strong economy, and overall affordability. Moreover, thanks to the state legislature and the governor, our residents have seen significant cuts in property taxes, making living and doing business in North Dakota more affordable. The next pillar is our strong commitment to youth. For one thing, we invest in our Youth Commission, and the core leaders and facilitators are here with us today. Our Youth Commission provides a youth voice and leadership opportunities, like the Think Twice anti-bullying campaign and our Support the Troops campaign. The Youth Can Support Our Troops campaign partnered with many area businesses last year to collect and assemble 200 care packages for our deployed troops. And they hope to increase that number this year, so look for your opportunity to join with these amazing young people later this spring. We also invest in our youth by working with core partners like the Community Violence Intervention Center, Lutheran Social Services of North Dakota, and the Grand Forks Public Schools on Safer Tomorrows. Together, with dozens of countywide partners, Safer Tomorrows is helping us build infrastructure, awareness, and ultimately a community culture that will not tolerate childhood exposure to violence. And of course, we have the best school system around. Thank you to Dr. Nyblad and the school district team. I know there have been some challenges, but I thank you for your work and your commitment, and Grand Forks is fortunate to have you here. Our next pillar, provide healthy and recreational activities. The city, in a coalition of health partners, is working on the startup of a needed community health center in downtown Grand Forks in the next few months. The center will be operated by the Community Valley Centers out of Northwood, North Dakota, and is a wonderful partnership that fills a critical need for our community. Our park district is working on a master plan that includes innovative and cost-effective approaches, like combining public lands for parks and stormwater retention. And of course, the Choice Health and Fitness Center and the YMCA are unparalleled communities partnership that has exceeded even the most ambitious expectations. We continue to maximize our natural recreational jewel, the Greenway, as well as our parks and bike systems. The city processed several hundred special events permits last year, like the Extreme North Dakota Mud Run, the Wild Hogs Half Marathon, Rolling on the Red Inline Marathon, and the Color Run. Even if you're not a racer, the names alone make you want to join in and have a little fun and recreation. So I congratulate them on that. Our last pillar, we provide opportunities to be engaged. We bring people together and work to get them involved with the community. For one thing, we support engaging organizations like the Greater Grand Forks Young Professionals. That increases networking, professional development, and what we call community stickiness. And a big thanks goes out to Stacy Hagan and the board for their leadership in this area, and good luck to the new chief, Corey Mock. Our community has also seen benefits from the North Valley 360, or the NV 360 visioning process, now the NV 360 action process. A chamber-led committee will translate the visioning to even further actions this year. Those are the pillars of the Grand Forks Promise. It is our foundation, and it is a strong one. Upon that foundation, we invest. The first thing to look at is how we in city government are investing in ourselves. I want to take this opportunity to recognize the more than 400 city employees for their reliability, commitment, and hard work that make the city run smoothly. In football terms, it's called blocking and tackling. It's not always glamorous, but if you don't do it well, nothing else is possible. In city government, we are investing in our people through leadership classes, ensuring we are promoting cross-departmental collaboration, making decisions at the lowest level, and guaranteeing responsive customer service. A collaborative city team developed this Leadership Academy program in cooperation with UND Workforce Development and the Lake Region State College with the mission, the right people with the right skills in the right place at the right time. The city's leadership classes are here with us today and have been assisting with this event. Thank you. And congratulations, team. Way to go. And speaking of the right people in the right place, one area I'm pleased to be looking at is city council compensation. At the request of President Gershman, we have a team researching how we should best compensate our council members. I personally believe this is long overdue. Not because elected officials do their job for money, but because the work they do is important, complex, and time-consuming. Besides, a more fair compensation model will open the pool for citizens who may be able to take on these critical duties. The city has also invested in an aggressive asset management effort, recording the infrastructure and resources we use as an organization, tracking maintenance, and putting plans in place to make sure we take care of them all, as sustainability. Other sustainable actions also include the regular meeting of the city's green team, managing our transportation fleet, and making building investments to reduce our energy use and our cost. Our sustainability coordinator will bring forward a plan later this year to better communicate, track, and report our successes in sustainable actions. We're not only looking at our buildings for better energy use, but better customer service and better staff workflow and a better impression. All of these are why we initiated a City Hall renovation effort. It's an example in a real substantive manner of how we make investments to best upgrade and use our facilities and structure our team. Included is the merging of our planning and urban development departments into a new development services office to provide an even better resource for our customers, especially businesses and developers looking to invest in our community. As a next step, I'll be calling on our planning department and the Planning and Zoning Commission to review the actual structure, codes, and processes in place. The result of all this will make it easier for you to invest. Another facility boasting great success in the Grand Forks is the International Airport, including the fact that next week they will host the 2014 Upper Midwest Aviation Symposium. The airport will celebrate 50 years in 2014, so it's the perfect time to build on the unprecedented boardings and work with our state and federal partners on how to best invest in the airport for the next 50 years. And this year must be the year we settle on a plan for the Grand Forks Public Library. With over 230 library visitors, 30,000 library visitors, and 71,000 items borrowed last year, the library remains one of our busiest public buildings in the county and continues to be a place for people to learn, gather, share, and collaborate. In 2014, we need to move forward with an action plan for the library. That is why the city, county, and library board must stand shoulder to shoulder and chart a thoughtful course guided and tested by open community discussion and accurate information. Above all, we need progress. Progress means a complete plan in place by the end of 2014. Progress means a resolution to the question of renovation versus new. Progress means leveraging public involvement with private sector partners and funding. And progress means we find a consensus on the definition of a 21st century library that serves our community and citizens well into the future. As we talk about how to invest in ensuring access to information and promoting social engagement, this is a good time to highlight the city's ongoing focus on communication. We are purposefully focusing on transparency, openness, and on both internal and external audiences to make sure we are providing the right information in the right manner and putting it where you can find it. I'm happy to announce that a new and improved City of Grand Forks website will be up and running this spring. And thanks to the website development team transitioning to our electronic media team. We've employed user experience tools like a public blog to communicate progress, online navigation exercises, and online user surveys to shape this new site. Our intent will be the city's 24/7 employee providing around-the-clock access to the 311 Communication Center to get updates, pay bills, report concerns, and just about anything you could do by walking into or calling any city office. Which leads to another area of communication we are improving. Conveying our legislative priorities to our state leaders and congressional delegation and working with their teams to get them done. I commend the initiative by the Legislative Committee, co-chaired by City Council members Brett Weber and Ken Vian. They are ensuring Grand Forks' voice is clear and consistent, and we will be leading them on a team to DC in a few weeks. Yep. Our city team has also seen some recent changes. We lost a few key people, we have restructured in areas, and we have a key individual who just relocated. And that individual is our new city administrator, Todd Phelan. Yes. In the past few months, you might have noticed a lot of special projects, internal team development and external engagement. And I'm so pleased Todd has chosen to help lead this team. And I'm confident Grand Forks is on the way to amazing things in this next year, in large part due to his heart of a servant, strong commitment to public service, and his team building. Thank you, Todd. These are some of the city's investments, and returns are already coming in. First of all, Grand Forks continues to grow as a destination city. Recent trends show steady increases in sales tax revenue, and in 2013, we added 194 hotel rooms with another 218 rooms under construction. This success is in large part due to the Greater Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau. Their team has excelled at building, managing, and promoting our community and its destination city brand. To see return on investment, citizens don't have to look any further than this marvelous facility we're in right now, the Alara Center, and the countless entertainment, sporting, and professional events it hosts. The Alaris is simply the best facility in the region. Amen. Importantly, they're working to keep it that way with the recent purchase of land to open opportunities for the future. I applaud Cheryl Swanson and the Alaris team and the Event Center Commission for not only their current success, but for continuing to look forward in this endeavor. Those are some of the great returns, and there are more. Let's hear from a few folks who know a little something about the state and the region.
Hi, I'm Jack Dalrymple, and I'm happy to be able to congratulate Grand Forks on another great year in the prosperity of our state. You know, North Dakota has been named the best job creator of all 50 states for the 5th year in a row. And Grand Forks is a perfect example of the kind of progress that we've been making and are going to continue to make.
I don't have to tell you there's a lot happening in Grand Forks. The UAS test site announcement was just the latest in a long-running series of achievements in technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship in your city. It's a great privilege to tout your success in Washington. You're well known in this town.
Grand Forks is leading the way in attracting and developing the technologies of the future and creating good jobs and opportunities for our people. A prime example is the growing unmanned aerial systems sector. Working together on every level, local, state, and federal, we're building this region into a premier hub for UAS.
Grand Forks is seeing so much growth from the new FAA test site and UND's ever-growing research and development to our top-notch Air Force Base and the thriving downtown in its business. It's been so exciting to see this city growing so quickly, and I look forward to continuing to work with you and helping in any way that I can. Let's go, Grand Forks.
What a leadership team, right? Grand Forks is fortunate to have such a team in place. Of course, the signature success coming late last year was the FAA designation of Grand Forks as one of the 5 test sites for unmanned aerial systems. I thank our federal delegation and governor for keeping Grand Forks on the minds of the FAA as they were making their decisions. This is also another step in our journey to create the Silicon Valley of UAS. It builds on outstanding work by many partners, including the state's Airspace Management Authority, UND, NCTC, and the BRIC, and particularly the Grand Forks County Commission, as they spearhead the ongoing development of the UAS technology park, known as Grand Sky. These efforts are important in another way. They help us continue to BRAC-proof our base. Led by John Marshall and our military and private sector partners, you can be assured this critical job to secure a tanker mission and simply secure our base is in full force and in very good hands. A complementary effort being explored is the Air Force Community Partnership Initiative. It leverages military and local government capabilities and resources, and in short, can make our base even more cost-effective and therefore a better value for the Air Force. I support this effort. Stay tuned for more in the coming months. What sets our UAS test site apart from the other 5 is that none of them call North Dakota University a partner. Backstopped by the John D. Odegaard School of Aerospace Sciences, the best aviation school in the world, our North Dakota team is singularly positioned in the UAS field. Because of UND, our test site has the flight training expertise, the one and only research compliance committee in the nation, and the research capacity to study the human factors of operating UAS. UND, we couldn't ask for a better partner. UAS is just one area. Our community identity is tied with UND, and it's an understatement to say that Grand Forks is proud to be the home of UND. Amen. So, the state and university system also recognizes its impact, as evidenced by the millions of dollars appropriated to the new medical school, and what an incredible facility that will be. and law school renovations and the opportunity to significantly renovate and add to Wilkerson Hall, as well as make several other investments for which we continue to thank our state leaders. UND and community members are encouraging more student and faculty interaction downtown through the UND Art Gallery at the Empire Arts Center. We are also continually promoting more effective and efficient transportation, land use and development planning, and cutting-edge sustainability projects throughout the campus and the community. In addition, last year, President Kelly and I launched the Community and Violence Committee to address high-risk alcohol use, chaired by Vice President Lori Reeser and Council Member Ken Vian. This unprecedented collaboration was precipitated by Council Member Bierke and the work of the Service Safety Committee, and is helping us redefine a healthier culture throughout our campus and community. The Grand Forks Public Health Department was recently awarded a grant of $300,000 in collaboration with this committee to carry out evidence-based strategies to address underage drinking and adult binge drinking. UND also links us to the vast energy sectors in the state and indeed around the world. UND's new petroleum engineering program already boasts 200 students and is a direct link to the Bakken. The Energy and Environmental Research Center continues to position local researchers on the city's cutting edge of government and private companies around the globe. These are just a few of the ways UND and the community collaborate. There are more going on right now and even more yet to come. I look forward to sharing a few new ones next year. Another successful return on investment this past year was the Bakken Initiative that highlighted opportunities to be part of the Western oil play. More than 120 local businesses are doing work related to the industry. And last year, Grand Forks hosted the North Dakota Petroleum Council and the inaugural Bakken Shale Innovations Conference that was so successful it has booked dates 2 years out. We're also continuing to see success in housing, albeit still not the level of development we will need moving forward. The lessons learned, information revealed, and the opportunities confirmed through the Blue Ribbon Commission on Housing, co-chaired by Council Member Dana Sandy, has helped lead the record-setting numbers in value of construction and number of total units being built. The 2013 value of construction in the area was $212 million. That's 66% more than 2012. And the 984 total housing units started last year compared to 424 in 2012 and 326 in 2011. Last year, 1 and 2 unit families housing starts at 154 were up 17% over 2012 and 81% over 2011. More obvious in the community is the number of new apartments and multifamily units. These total 31 buildings and 830 units completed compared to 8 and 292 the previous year. Importantly, everyone, including builders and developers, can find all of these at any time on the housing dashboard created by the Blue Ribbon Housing Commission. Again, we are making it easier to invest in housing, invest in Grand Forks. Now is the time. The number for 2014 looks even more promising. In only February, we have already started subdivisions that platted nearly 100 single-family homes and townhomes and even more multifamily housing. And this includes housing growth in the areas around the new South End to the school and the southeast growth pattern in the vicinity of the new Hugos and to the south. These developments exemplify the type of planning and aggressive residential investment our community needs. So now on what do I call development infrastructure, or the roads, pipes, and mechanics necessary for growth. The first step in development infrastructure is maintaining our existing roads. And last year, we invested over $6 million in roads and bike paths, including the first phase of the Columbia Road, and we're good up to more than double that number with $13 million this year. We'll continue to work with state and federal partners to ensure we have the resources to keep our traffic flowing as smoothly as possible. After roads, we're developing a comprehensive multi-year strategic infrastructure investment master plan in partnership with the Economic Development Corporation to identify the best areas for targeting infrastructure investment that can encourage growth. And we are doing this because the city has a new role to play in promoting growth and development, not just responding to it. I really have to commend the staff, board, and private sector partners of the Economic Development Corporation. With them, we are really focusing on the right resources in the right place to make Grand Forks a sweet investment for both expansion and new development. One of these places is in water infrastructure. It's critical for the long-term confidence of our commercial sector as well as the cost to all users. Therefore, we prioritize a new water treatment plant and have already received state partnership, for which we are very grateful. We plan to continue with this solid partnership and a funding model that will culminate in a new plant for our area and region. In like manner, we have strong statewide partnerships to move forward on the Red River Valley Water Supply Project, another critical infrastructure component to ensure long-term residential, commercial, and industrial confidence in accessible, affordable, and available water. Other key infrastructure areas on which we'll be putting an economic development emphasis include the proposed Northern Plains nitrogen plant, value-added agriculture entities, Northwest Region along Highway 2, the business park, and the southwest edge of town. The Northern Plains nitrogen plant will require a tremendous amount of infrastructure, but the estimated 135,000 high-paying jobs, the spinoff of 900 to 1,300 jobs, and the tax implications of the new $1.7 billion project make it more than a worthwhile investment. We have real growth opportunities in value-added agriculture with companies like Simplot and Philadelphia Macaroni and others. With over $100 million invested in recent years, we are so pleased with these partners, and we hope we can anticipate even more investment in the near future. The north end, along Highway 2 all the way to the airport, also holds opportunities for growth, especially considering this is the link between the east-west oil play. I think we have great potential to leverage current building activity like the new Walmart and new housing, commercial, and light industrial development. Our local team has done a good job creating opportunity in our new business park along South 48th Street. It is a growing neighborhood of new and expanding businesses because we acquired the land and initiated infrastructure that created an attractive place to start or grow a business. And of course, we also continue to plan for development in the southern areas, including an interchange at 47th Avenue South. This interchange area includes the potential for even more housing, commercial, and light industrial development. Obviously, in addition to local resources, like economic development sales tax revenues, will need help with other revenues with which to invest. That is why, in addition to our legislative efforts, Grand Forks is supporting and has able representation on groups like the Red River Valley Prosperity Partnership, the Legacy Fund Initiative, and the North Dakota Rural Development Council, and the Red River Regional Council. Grand Forks is at the table, so we're well represented. Involvement with and interaction with these statewide efforts are critical as we continue our commitment to playing a role in fueling statewide development, ensuring strategic investment in infrastructure, and diversifying revenues to make these investments possible. As you can see, we have the pieces and processes in place to put a lot of pipes in the ground and concrete into streets. We have a good plan for physical infrastructure. This is important, but it does not define a community. In addition to addressing our city's physical infrastructure needs, we must also serve Grand Forks' most important component, our people, and support adequate social infrastructure. Grand Forks has much to be proud of in this area. Our local United Way recently met its goal of raising $1 million, a testament to our generosity and our caring nature. We have exceptional core of nonprofits and service agencies in Grand Forks. We face needs with actions, and we treat people well. Our community is also a welcoming one. I am so proud of this effort, led and accomplished by our City Council last year to introduce an anti-discrimination housing ordinance. As the first city in North Dakota to do so, we send a clear message that we value the dignity of people and embrace diversity with all the wonderful attributes it adds to our community. We'll also continue working with our partners like Global Friends Coalition and Lutheran Social Services of North Dakota to ensure we are a welcoming community for the new immigrants and our refugees. I am pleased with our welcoming efforts and even more proud of the people we now have the honor of calling neighbors. People like Dilly Oli, who is here with us today, and his wife Goma. He participated in the very first Grand Forks Citizens Academy, a partnership between the city and the Global Friends Coalition. Dilly is a Global Friends board member and is helping new immigrants integrate into our community. I'm also pleased to announce he passed his citizenship test just 1 month ago. So congratulations, Dilly. So let us always remember to demonstrate these qualities of a welcoming character, even when the conversations are tough. Tough conversations like the idea of an entertainment and gaming center operated by our friends, the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa Indians. They are leaders looking after the future of their community, and we owe it to them and to ourselves to have that conversation. As suggested by our City Council, we'll put forth a joint team to discuss this effort and determine the path forward. In any case, the way we discuss this issue should send a clear message to those who are watching that Grand Forks values respect, honest differences, and access to opportunity. Another key demographic we need to focus on is our social infrastructure, is our senior population. For those keeping track, I've referred to them in the speech over the past few years as the maturing population. And for the record, I'm personally getting pretty close to mature. So now is really the time to focus on this issue. We have some exciting projects moving forward, including ideas for improvements at the existing senior center and a new facility in the south end. And this is an exciting new development adjacent to the complementary amenities and made possible by the generous land donation by the Spruill and Carey families. So thank you. The city will be a player in this and in other efforts to promote housing. Let's hear it for the Spruill. So the city will be a key player in this and other efforts to promote housing options for our seniors, but also for our low to moderate income populations. I feel we can work more closely with the Housing Authority, for example, to develop shared solutions with leveraged resources. Great things are happening in Grand Forks, and I expect even greater things to come. But we must be vigilant about those who may get left behind as we progress along this growth. I believe we can do better, in part because we will be pressed to do better. The impacts of the oil boom and the challenges for young families in a rapidly changing economy mean that we need to assess what we do as a community to assure equal access to opportunity. If there is anywhere in the country today where people are still able to dream the American dream and pursue their greatest potential for success according to their ability, surely Grand Forks is that place. However, in the past we have tended to rely too heavily on outside monies. Presently, those funds are diminishing even as the needs grow. We must develop innovative, local approaches to make sure we are providing the greatest level of opportunity possible for all of our citizens, including the elderly, young families, and our children. Therefore, in the next few months, we'll be introducing the Blue Ribbon Commission on Social Infrastructure. This commission will be a group of diverse community members focused on safeguarding our residents' access to the Grand Forks Promise, the opportunity to grow. This Blue Ribbon Commission will seek out the strengths and weaknesses we have in our providing for all of our residents. It will be a composite of nonprofit, private sector, and general community members. I have asked Council Member Brett Weber to lead this effort, and I'm pleased he has accepted and is already building a robust team. Thank you, Brett. Do not have any doubt that Grand Forks is becoming stronger, more diverse, and richer in opportunity, and is moving forward. But as we move forward, we must move forward together. At this point, I've talked about basic city infrastructure, physical infrastructure, and social infrastructure. So what's next? We as a community and a people have evolved in recent years from climbing back to getting by to standing tall. A recent Grand Forks Herald editorial suggests where we go after standing tall. Quote, most important, Grand Forks self-image now has surged past doubt into confidence and even excitement, unquote. Excitement, or in the words of the On Your Way Out the Door Herald publisher, the next step for Grand Forks is to dazzle. And at this year's annual chamber dinner, Mike Jacobs called on the community to dazzle our guests and our visitors, but more importantly, to dazzle ourselves. Let's heed his call and put in place some dazzle infrastructure. Yep. Here are some things to dazzle in 2014. First of all, downtown. Last year we talked about taking downtown to the next level and unveiled an effort called Go Downtown to do just that. I am so absolutely thrilled and proud of what the Downtown Development Association has accomplished already, not just meeting, but far exceeding expectations. Thanks to private partners and the vision of the City Council, the Grand Forks DDA has leveraged investment from all over the community, and we have amazing, we could say dazzling things to come. And there will be a special presentation convening downtown partners and launching the DDA on April 10th. Headlining this exciting event will be a discussion led by none other than Doug Burgum. And I want to stress a critical point here. This isn't the city doing, it is you doing, and the city supporting. We want more efforts like this. Great efforts like the extreme North Dakota racing through the river and mud, community celebrations, and enterprises like a kayak, paddleboard, and bike rental facility downtown. Or ideas like mobile billboards, a winter festival, and even picnics and concerts on the Red River resulting from the innovative Unite Foundation microgrant program. These microgrants are continuing this year as part of the Envy and Me effort. I expect we'll give you more dazzling ideas through this program supported by the Community Foundation, the Chamber, and the Bush Foundation. Stay tuned for your chance to be part of Envy and Me and pitch your idea to do something amazing. So speaking of amazing, one of the top ideas coming from the NV360 visioning process was the Destination and Arts Corridor. This corridor could be another place Grand Forks can dazzle. It could include sculptures and displays that will draw visitors and residents alike. It can also merge art and public function, incorporating projects like a science center, a library, museum, aquarium, or perhaps even the Veterans Park currently being developed. Arts corridor components should work together to establish clear roles and responsibilities, to identify champions, and to develop a steering committee or a foundation that will turn this incredible vision to an unbelievable reality. Amen. From the North Dakota Museum of Art to the North Valley Arts Council, and from ArtWise to the walls of City Hall, if you stopped in lately to see our art, we have always been a community committed to the arts. I've also to mention the Fire Hall Theater located downtown. I died there last week. It was quick, it went well. So thanks to the Fire Hall and the dearly departed crew for that wonderful opportunity. You might not be aware that in addition to the Fire Hall, the Empire Arts Center, and the new Central High School performance space, there are at least a half a dozen galleries and exhibit spaces downtown. When you add the Novak proposed Arts Creation Center, you can see we are on the verge of some explosive new growth in the arts downtown. So we have a strong growth potential in public art downtown and in the Destination Corridor and on UND campus. We are a community that loves art. We can support it all. We have the robust arts infrastructure, and I think public art in general is yet another area on which we should focus some Dazzle energy. Fortunately, the Community Foundation and the North Dakota Museum of Art will help us frame this discussion by hosting a public arts symposium in a few weeks. I encourage all our partners to attend. It should be a great way to kick off our conversation on showcasing public art to expand our position as the regional center for the arts. Amen. So let's not be afraid of new opportunities and engaging in the hard work to make them real. Let's swing the door of possibilities wide open and embrace what comes through. We won't regret the effort. You know what we will regret? Missing opportunities. Most of us are a little remiss about not getting at the right time with little companies like Starbucks, Apple, or Microsoft. Like they were in that moment, our community is growing and the pace is about to get quicker. Economists call it the hockey stick curve, and it gets steep fast, so the key is timing. Don't look back 5 and 10 years from now and say, I should have invested deeper in Grand Forks in 2014. Now is the time. Grand Forks is the place. Do you know what the biggest thing we built over the last 10 years is? Not the Ralph, not the Alaris, not the UAS program, not the flood protection system, not even our Destination City brand. The biggest thing we have built is confidence. Confidence. Confidence that Grand Forks is a good investment. I'm proud of Grand Forks. I'm proud of what the community has accomplished and has become. We are solid. We are finely tuned. Grand Forks has created opportunities for all of us to grow. Let's capitalize on those opportunities. Let's make the investments. Let's dazzle. Now is the time. Grand Forks is the place. Thank you.